Hello guys, and welcome to another benchwork episode where I share my experience with you regarding my fountain pen adventures, bars building, designing, and anything else that is related to fountain pens but does not include the drawings. So today at a viewer's request, I wanted to show you how I flame anodized one of the titanium fountain pens that I have. And this question, I have this fountain pen that I have anodized, and I do have a review about it. If you're curious about it, I'll link it here. You can go and see it. And let's get to it. What do you need to do? First of all, what do you need? So the plan is I'll show you the tools you need. I'll show you what you need to do on how to prepare your pen. And then I'll show in real time how I actually anodize this pen. This way you'll have an idea exactly how long it might take, or at least how long it took me. Anodizing by flame, it's a very simple process and something for everyone can do. However, this method does come with a huge warning. Well, a couple of warnings. So let me put those out there just to make sure everybody at least will know what to expect, and there will be no accidents, or at least you'll make sure there are no accidents. Remember, you are literally playing with fire. So things can get extremely hot. So please make sure you protect yourself and pay attention where you work, how you work, and that the area you work on it's safe. And there's no accidents that if by any chance you drop a hot piece of metal on like a wood floor or plastic stuff, you won't catch on fire. You will see on the video that I have that I choose to do this above a stainless steel sink. One, because well, it's metal, and if anything falls in there, nothing will catch on fire. And second, I'm really close to water if I really need it. You choose to do your own way. This is how I choose to make it because for me it felt much more safe. And one extremely important thing is you need to realize that once this thing gets hot, you do not want to touch it with your bare hands. In the video, you will see that I have some latex gloves. Those are not there to protect my hand from the hot rod or the open flame. Those are there to make sure I don't leave my fingerprints on the metal, because you have to do some preparation in cleaning the metal to make sure there are no oil residues on it. So basically, do not touch the pen while it's hot. Do not touch the open flame, obviously. Hopefully you understand that. And be careful. Don't burn yourself or the house. And definitely if you use an open flame butane like I did, make sure you follow their exact instructions on how to use it and how to safely operate it. Anyway, that being said, things that you need to do in order to prepare your pen. For this specific pen, basically what I did, I just removed everything that had anything that had like O-rings and things like that. Like in this example, remove that. And then you have a couple other O-rings on the section. Obviously remove the converter, remove the nib unit, and remove these two silicones at the end, and make sure and check that there's no plastic inserts or anything like that that could catch on fire. So once all the plastic bits and the metal bits that you don't want to burn are removed, then what you can do, you take the separate pieces that you have and you clean them either with denaturated alcohol and let it dry on a piece of paper, or even isopropyl alcohol you can clean it with, but I believe the isopropyl alcohol does leave some residue behind, so it's much better to use denatured alcohol if possible. Once everything is clean, use gloves, because your fingerprints do have, your hands do have some oils on it, and once you touch it, those oils will stay on the pen, and as you anodize it, you'll get some weird patterns. If you want those patterns and if you want to see your fingerprints on it, definitely handle it. That's not a problem. But if you don't want to see that, make sure you remove you wear gloves, and that's the only reason I'm wearing gloves. In this case, for this fountain pen, what I did, obviously after I removed the nib unit and the silicone parts, I'm not gonna do it now because these silicone O-rings are actually pretty well in there, and it will take me a little bit to remove it. What I did, basically, I just stacked the pen like this. So I had the section with the barrel and the pen posted. That was a choice. If you don't want that, obviously you'll have to do them separate. In my case, when I did it like that, I got some odd effects because the heat was not even when it was posted. But this is something that I actually like, and I don't find it a downside. I found it actually nice and intriguing. But you might not like that. In that case, you want to anodize all the parts separate by themselves. So once you have this ready, the tools that you're gonna need, give me a second, I need to grab something. It's one of these, right? Just a hand drill, cordless drill. Something that you can sort of control the speed of it, either by trigger or by some selections that you might have on it. This is important because basically it's gonna spin, you need a way to spin the metal, or make it much easier for you to work on it. The other thing that you will need is something to put in here, like a metal rod. Now, in my case, I have built some bicycles in the past, and I'm still, sort of an avid cyclist. Not professional or anything, but I do enjoy cycling. And as such, I have some spare parts. And one of the spare parts that I have, this is basically a skewer that you use to connect the wheel on the frame or on the forks. So what I did, I removed the end cap, I cut it off from the other end with a Dremel, and then I just used this, put it in there, and I have my my rod. Obviously, you can use anything you want. Even you can go to your local Home Depot or any hardware store and choose like a long bolt. Just make sure it's not thick, because you actually want to make it fit, right? Once you remove the nib, you'll see that you basically have like a pretty big hole from bottom to end, and basically you just slide this on the rod. You'll see how I did it in the video. And again, you choose your speed settings, right? And then you use one of these, which is a butane torch. This is the one that I specifically bought. I bought a larger one because I was planning to do a couple of pens, and this thing will last me for a long time. However, if you don't plan to do this for too long, you can buy smaller bottles that will work just as fine. It might take a little bit longer to get the heat in the pen, because maybe it's a smaller unit and it's not gonna put a bigger flame through its end, but it's still doable. You just gotta be patient. Again, read the instructions on how to operate these things. It's very simple. In this case, basically, if you use something like this, their instructions is make sure you open this all the way, and once it's open all the way, you press this button to basically ignite the flame, and then you just use the flame. Again, read the instructions on how to operate and their warnings. It's important for your own safety. And once you do that, Like I mentioned, you just put the pen on the rod, you get a constant speed in your drill. Don't try and basically speed up, try and stay constant throughout, and then just move the flame up and down as you'll see. That's basically all you need. Nothing else, nothing more. You don't need any special chemicals, you don't need any batteries, you don't need anything. It's just the flame and you playing with it. It will take a while to get used to it on how it works. So you might want to buy 2 pens in case one of them doesn't turn out the way you want. And you play with it. Go slow, pay attention to how the colors are changing. And when you see the color you want, just literally move the flame away from the area you're in and move on to another area. Download the sheet. You can find online a sheet with the colors of the different temperatures where those colors are changing. So you know, let's say if you want more gold area or more bronze area, you know that that's the part you need to heat up the least. And then when you go into the blues and high cyan-like colors, you want them to end up last because that will take the longest to get to that temperature. This is the image that I used as a guide. You can find it online. Literally just say titanium anodizing temperature chart or something like that, and you'll get tons of examples. In this case, one thing that I wanted to note, because the clip it's so thick and there's no springiness in it, and it is titanium, I choose not to remove it and leave it as is. So this way the color will match with the cap throughout. This was a personal choice. However, you can remove this with a Torx, specific Torx screw. You can buy a kit from Amazon for something like this for around 20 to 30 Canadian dollars, depending on how many pieces you want to have in your kit. Not very expensive and very useful if you're handy and you like to play around with things and take them apart like I do. But you can remove the clip, especially if you want the clip to have a different color. Like in this case for this fountain pen, I basically removed the clip because I wanted to have the clip sort of a golden, to continue this golden idea throughout the pen, and then have the actual screw at the top have a different color, so this way it stands out a little bit more. Yeah, review will come up for this one as well soon. Stay tuned. Yeah, and that's it. With this said, I'm gonna run the video. I'll let you watch it. I'm not sure if I'm gonna add any comments when I'm gonna edit this video before posting it. If I see anything that I need to mention, I'll probably add some commentary over that video. If not, I'll just let it run and put some music on it and enjoy. Other than that, that's about it. It's actually just a matter of practice, getting used to it, and having fun with it. Because basically, in the end, it's literally painting with fire from my point of view. You heat up the pen and try and get the colors you want and trying to be organic with it. And what I really like about this method is that you have much more control on the gradation of the colors. The only problem with this method is you have to be pay more attention on what you're doing, because the colors can change very fast on you on some spots and might catch you off guard. So again, work slow and pay attention to the colors. And that's it. Enjoy the video, and I guess I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.